This is Out of Frame, the podcast where we unpack the digital world from the lens of Black women, and I'm your host, Christina Brown. Welcome back. So today we'll be focusing on Black beauty influencers, the trendsetters who shaped the industry, yet they still face challenges with securing brand deals, fair pay, and just gaining recognition in this space. Even though Black women have been at the forefront of beauty culture and innovation in our society for decades, they're often overlooked, both as consumers and as influencers. To break it down, I'll be talking with Nicola Barrett, an expert and a good friend of mine, whose master's thesis focused on the exclusion of Black women in the beauty industry as consumers. Nicola now works at Sephora in brand marketing on a corporate level, and she has seen firsthand how these same challenges impact Black beauty influencers and the opportunities they received, who gets paid fairly, who gets seen and elevated, and who gets overlooked. That's what we'll be talking about today, so let's get into it. Historically, Black women have been marginalized in the beauty industry, both as consumers and now as professionals ever since beauty influencers have emerged in digital culture. Nicola shares one of the biggest reasons why she thinks Black beauty influencers are undervalued today.
I still think diversity is an issue today behind the scenes and also at the forefront. I think it's an issue when it comes to models. I think it's an issue when it comes to influencer strategy. And I think it's an issue when it comes to the C-suite of people that are making up these companies.
Nicola sheds light on a more troubling reality, one about the value of Black beauty.
When it comes to beauty, when it comes to trends, a lot of it start within the Black community, and there's a lot of times where Black and brown women just do not get credit for what they're bringing to these industries. And I think it does come back down to the lack of appreciation for Black women in this space, but also Black beauty.
This lack of diversity at the corporate level trickles down into every aspect of the industry, from marketing campaigns to paid media campaigns to influencer partnerships. And the result? While companies continue to profit off of Black women's culture and influence, they rarely invest in them financially. White influencers are favored in these spaces, while Black influencers have to work significantly harder to get the same or even less opportunity.
I do think white influencers are privileged in the sense that they are prioritized for paid media campaigns. I think that campaigns that really impact your following and impact the type of content that you can create, white influencers are usually prioritized in those moments.
Black influencers not only have to face the challenge of fighting for visibility, but they also have to balance the pressure of being authentic while also being marketable for brands.
It's like such a tight line that they have to walk of staying true to themselves, but also making sure you are interesting and exciting and something that a brand wants to invest in. So I think we all know Black women have to work 10 times harder.
The lack of diversity in the beauty industry doesn't just affect representation. There's a huge pay gap issue between white and Black influencers. Many Black influencers, again, especially women, have spoken out about challenges when it comes to negotiating brand deals. Not only is it harder for them to secure brand deals, but when they do, they are often paid less than their white counterparts or even asked to work for free, something white influencers would rarely face.
These brands are paying these influencers, and the pay gap in Black and white influencers is dramatically different because of the lack of Black women that are included in paid media campaigns. I think so many trends start in the Black community, and then, it's very easily adopted and owned by white women. And then when a launch comes out and it's something that originated with Black women and you're not including them in your campaign or your brand trip, it's sad.
There's also the issue of how Black influencers are treated in brand deals. Take brand trips, for example, where companies fly influencers out on luxury vacations to promote their products. It's a huge opportunity for networking and exposure. But Black influencers often only get invited on these trips when the companies are trying to appear more diverse, or in the aftermath of some backlash that they got for not having such a diverse group of influencers on their last brand trip. The same happens with certain campaign features for diverse shade products or products focused solely for the Black community. Brands will use Black influencers to promote and market that product, only to find out later in some cases those influencers didn't get paid. That raises the question, how genuine is that kind of inclusion?
If it was authentic, we would see that throughout every aspect of this brand, and a lot of brands that do things like this, and we tend to not see that. It's like it's an isolated moment that feels diverse, and then everything after it doesn't.
It's not just about being included, it's about being valued. And for some brands, that's still not a priority. Some brands still distance themselves from the Black community altogether, not just in their influencer partnerships, but in their overall marketing strategy. Maybe they don't see Black consumers as their target audience. So they might avoid investing in Black influencers and marketing to the Black community.
I think there is and I think this is across so many industries, but I think there's a genuine lack of understanding when it comes to the power of the Black dollar and the Black consumer.
And yet, Black women have been a driving force in beauty trends and culture for decades. Their influence is undeniable, but when it comes to who brands cater to and who they invest in, the support often falls short. So, what's the solution? Nicola has some advice for beauty brands.
There's so many brands that could probably do 30 to 50% more than what they are doing in sales by just targeting Black beauty consumers in an authentic and a genuine way. And the way in is to create authentic partnerships, authentic relationships with Black beauty influencers. Don't only tap them when you have a shade extension. Don't only tap them when you are coming off the heels of a scandal and you have a new launch and you're trying to make up for it. Tap them in every single moment. Tap them when you're going to send them merch. Tap them for every seating. Tap them for every event. Tap them for every campaign.
There you have it. True inclusion means more than just checking a box. It's about building real, ongoing, and genuine relationships with Black influencers. Through it all, Black influencers continue to champion for each other online, driving the change that the industry needs. In our next and final episode, we'll hear directly from a Black social media influencer herself about navigating the digital world and talk more about how Black women continue to advocate for each other in spite of these ongoing challenges. See you there.